All right, I am going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. Glad to see you. I communicate with all of you guys um, on a daily basis, so I'm glad that you guys are here to support and also to get this information. I just feel like it's a duty for me to like get some of this information out there because I don't see it talked about a lot outside of the SHIB army, basically. So what I mean is I'm not seeing a lot of big influencers go over a lot of this information, which is some big information. So it's kind of surprising that we're not seeing it from, you know, the influencers like we usually do. So SHIB is a relentless community, as we all know, because you guys been around. And for people that do not know, um, the community has been building and completing a roadmap designed by the creator Ryoshi. Not only did we have a swap, but we were probably the first meme coin to actually launch a swap successfully. On top of that, to continue on with the roadmap, the developers, the core developers, developed Shibarium. And Shibarium is the L2 blockchain, so it's built on top of Ethereum. Businesses are onboarding consistently. For example, we have a health provider onboarded, and just recently it was announced by the core developers that we have a partnership with Astronova. This company is a part of NVIDIA's gaming sector. Let me take a breath because this is huge. So this is one of the examples of what I mean. A lot of this stuff is not being talked about, which is crazy. Um, if any of you are not familiar with NVIDIA, I'll explain a little further. NVIDIA's market cap is currently sitting at 3.39 trillion. This is the biggest market cap in the world as of November 2024. It surpassed Apple's $3.38 trillion market cap. NVIDIA is known for AI. It's a leading technology company. It generates revenue from various sources with three primary revenue streams, including gaming, professional visualization, and data centers. You can see why having this partnership associated with NVIDIA is extremely huge for Shibarium and the entire SHIB ecosystem. Another thing I would like to speak about, like all of the SHIB projects, there was an extreme amount of FUD about the SHIB Metaverse not being built. Are you guys hearing me okay?
Oh yeah, we hear you good. I'm throwing up posts as you talk because I'm actually learning while you talk. I'm reading those
Yeah.
posts and dropping them for everybody because I'm pretty sure they need that. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a lot of information. Just want to make sure that I'm not just talking
Oh yeah, I
and
got
it's like muted or anything. Okay, so there was a lot of FUD about the SHIB Metaverse. There was a lot of complaining. People were saying that it's never getting built, nothing's going to ever get done. Now, after all of this FUD, we now have the SHIB Metaverse. I find it strange that many of the big influencers, as I mentioned before, more specifically YouTubers, they're not talking about this stuff at all. Isn't that crazy? They're not talking about any of this. um, one big KOL, aka influencer, mentioned the metaverse, but the way he mentioned it, it made it seem like it wasn't live and available. And a lot of you guys in my core community, you know that it is live. I've been posting about it like consistently in our telegrams and etc. Anyone can visit the metaverse. It's not restricted for just specific people. Anyone can join. As long as you have a PC and have all of the gaming updates, you have access to the metaverse. You can download it. Okay. So next thing I'm going to get into the SHIB's L2 blockchain It's designed to where businesses can use the blockchain with ease. For example, the developers are pushing for Treat to empower FHE across Shibarium in multiple applications within our ecosystem. So what that means is that it's pushing for privacy to be available. So Treat will be used as the privacy token. Now, let me give you an example of why this is important. I mentioned earlier that we have healthcare providers onboarded. Why do you think it's important for us to have a privacy token, knowing that we have businesses, for example, like healthcare, and also other businesses as well? We need to make sure we have a privacy section as well to protect people, to protect businesses from having certain information that can hurt their bottom line, like information release. Also, we want to make sure that we're protecting client and patient confidentiality when it comes to healthcare. So we need that privacy token. Excuse me, I have to cough. Give me a second. Many of you also know that we have a partnership with Chainlink. So I'm going to briefly go over that too, just for the people that's not a part of SHIB or not a part of the people that I talk to daily. I'm just going to go over that briefly. All of this information is available online at shib.io. So if you want to know about the Chainlink partnership, it is online. So this allows SHIB ecosystem to be supported on 12 networks, or you can say blockchains. This is now a multi-chain ecosystem. With a new tax burn feature, every transaction across supported networks contributes to reducing the token supply. So all of this will will actually contribute to the burn. So if there's being transactions made on BNB of any of the SHIB ecosystems or Solana, all of those transactions are going to contribute to burning the supply. Now, in Satoshi's later podcast episodes, he mentioned something that was very interesting to me. He was talking about the layer 3, and basically the layer 3 is going to be a payment system, ShibaPay. If you want to know what that is, I guess you can compare it to like a PayPal payment system. So with this payment system, people will be able to make online transactions not even knowing that they're using crypto, because you will be able to pay with cash. On the back end, that cash is going to be converted into Treat. So with this new payment system, there is also going to be a smart wallet implemented, and these things are in the works right now. To my understanding, they're working on the layer 3 blockchain right now. I find the smart wallet fascinating. I am excited about this. One of the things that stood out about the smart wallet that Satoshi mentioned, you will be able to hand this down as an inheritance. Basically, it's going to be set up in a way to where you can allow someone to have access to it. Someone that you want to pass the money down to. So it's going to be a more simplistic way as far as being able to pass down crypto. So I like this better as far as for an inheritance standpoint, as far as just giving someone your keys to your wallet. This is going to be a bit more advanced. And to my understanding, with this wallet, it will be access to multiple networks as well. So because this is a multi-chain ecosystem now, you'll be able to swap between different blockchains. And I like to think of it as compared to Coinbase. For an example, you can go into Coinbase and swap Bitcoin for ETH without it being wrapped. So to my understanding, this is going to work in a similar way. So I am going to pause for anyone that wants to add any input or for anyone that has any questions. Feel free to step up or let me know, and I'll go ahead and give you the floor.
Okay. I had a lot of questions. Man, I was just throwing up all the tweets to what you was talking about as you were talking, because I was actually like learning all this in real time. I don't have to actually go back and read those, but I was helping the room out. I'm like, they got a lot going on. I feel some type of way about the pay. Now I'm just playing. I like to see what comes from that. That sounds very interesting, and the custody of the wallet sound very interesting, because I always thought like, what's going to happen to all my crypto? If, or if it be something happen, how will I be able to do that? So that I can see that's something that everybody could use. I mean, as long as it works and it does the job, I can't see how that would be a problem. But looking at the SHIB ecosystem, she got Treat, Bone. What's that other token? It launched a week ago. I forgot, Shifu, I think. There's a lot of tokens out there. I'm trying to figure out.
The most recent one that launched was Treat. That's a part of the ecosystem. Now, there is a SHIB that is being talked about. That's not released yet. So I don't know. I don't know who launched the SHIB, but that's something else.
Oh, no, I'm talking about that Shifu or.
Oh,
I know
Shifu, yes,
Shifu, I'm probably saying it wrong. Yeah, I forgot about that one. I'm like, yeah,
oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
so they're in a partnership with SHIB. So they're onboarded to Shibarium.
got you. Like I look at the ecosystem, like it's so vast. I'm like, okay, as an investor, as a money flipper, I'm like, what token? Okay, this ain't financial advice, but I'm trying to figure out what direction should I be looking at first. Not financial advice, of course, but I know Treat, and I heard KB's horror story about what happened to him with. I forgot what token it was. But he owned a lot of what was that? Leash.
Yes, he said he owned a lot of leash
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so
and he
I
lost
know the
it.
ecosystem's early. I'm trying to figure out what's the right direction to go in as far as investing. Because I got a little bit of sheep, I got a little bit of bone. I'm trying to figure out what's the one I don't want to miss out on before I be looking at another $1,000 leash or treat or something like that.
I was looking at Treat a lot yesterday. I did see, I'm not the best TA, the best technical analysis, but I do like to look at things, certain indicators before I buy into things. I watch the chart myself and analyze myself for the most part. And I, throw a couple of indicators up there. So I did see that Treat was expected to dip to a certain point yesterday, and it finally did dip to that point that my trend line stopped at. But now it looks like it's up again a little bit, but it's still low. It's still in a buying area, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm not the best TA person, but um, I'm definitely looking into getting more Treat for sure. Um, Bone, I think Bone is a great one as well. Um, this is just speaking what I would do. Um, I really try to increase my position into Bone as well, because those are so new. They're lower market caps. I love all of the SHIB tokens. Don't get me wrong, but from an investor standpoint, for the most opportunity and growth, I would say those in Leash too. Leash is real slept on. And I'm kind of frugal a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. At first, Leash was looking, kind of expensive to me. So I didn't really, get it. I always had this idea, I'm just gonna get a lot of SHIB or bone, etc. But if you look at the tokenomics of Leash, like that's a game changer. And a lot of people, like, I don't even think that they're being hyped. A lot of people are expecting it to go to like 100,000
Hey,
per
that's
lead because
that's what
they.
I think. Oh, my bad. I'll go say that's what I think about the whole sheep ecosystem. Everybody been looking at every other chain, every other thing. Everything get hyped up. The Trump thing took liquidity out, stuff like that. But I feel like, especially from learning from you and seeing how things go, I feel like a lot of stuff and SHIB ain't even got like the full foot on the gas yet. Like you can dang near pick anything because I feel like we know the core of SHIB, knows everything and influences and things like that. But I feel like the average consumer doesn't ain't is not looking at it yet, and I feel like it's really a good time to buy anything over here right now because yeah, I feel like it's wide open, especially like you say, when they working on the layer 3 part of what that bone you said.
On the layer, yes, Bone will be used in the layer 3 as well, but Treat will be the privacy token.
See, I can see once they get that friction, that friction where they say like when it's hard to buy something or it's hard to sell or it's hard to spend. Once they get that super duper worked out to where like like where you can send your bone out on the exchanges and things like that straight to your wallet. And then they said they was working on a smart wallet too or something like that. Didn't you say that?
Yes, the smart wallet. It's going to be multi-chain, so you can swap between several different blockchains.
Yeah, I think I'll look to load up on some bone. I think bone because I remember the bear market. I play with a lot of different tokens, but I'm like, if I thought about it, I'm like, it would make sense to load up on the layer 1s, 2s, and 3s, and then once those do they dance, you can go into the ecosystems of everything. Kind of, I call it pulling a Petey, like when he got Solana at $5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that's gonna grow. Um, it's a lot of bullishness, man. I'm just here to learn, and so far I'm liking what I'm hearing. I got a lot of actual research to do. I know how I consider SHIB like a. I don't consider SHIB a normal meme compared to most memes. It's like it's a little bit more serious. It's a little bit more laid out. I look at it a little different. So I got a lot of actual research to do and a lot of looking into just to see what's what. But I like what I'm hearing. This is a nice space.
Thank you. I appreciate your feedback. I just pulled up the chart for Leash as we were talking, and it's at a nice discount right now. It's at $223.54. Now, the supply for Leash, I'm looking at that right now, it's 107,000. Like that's a real small supply. It's not a lot of Leash. I mean, 107,000. Yeah, if I'm saying that right, I'm kind of excited. But it's a really small supply of Leash right now. And I know like the all-time high, I'm looking at that, it was $8,983.59. So it went to this before we had not even half of the utility that we have now for the ecosystem. So what took a long time for me to buy it before is because I was just excited about getting a lot of coins, like buying them, a lot of millions, like she. But the thing with Treat, you can buy this in fractions as well. I'm going to go ahead and pause. I see your hand up, VE.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, I knew it was much higher than that. Like I remember you told us about it like a couple months ago. I'm like, that's kind of low. It's making me go back to that narrative that like all the liquidity got sucked up out the market. So I feel like everything's on a good discount. And I read I know. See, I told you I'm kind of new to SHIB, but you kind of brought me over here. So most of SHIB is still on ETH, right? Because I heard Donald Trump, well, allegedly one of his companies bought like 20 million worth of ETH today. So I consider a lot of that money should start flowing back everywhere, really.
Yes, I was looking at that as well. So that is bullish for she because right now a lot of people didn't migrate to a Shibarium as of yet. There's going to be a time when more people onboard Shibarium. It's no rest for that, to my understanding, from what I'm hearing in the background. But yes, mostly all of the ecosystems are on ETH right now, as far as for the SHIB ecosystem. So yes, very bullish. Definitely eyeing that as well. That's a good point.
Oh yeah, it's very bullish. And ETH, I don't even think ETH even did his dance yet. So we ain't seen ETH at 10K or whatever. So yeah, it's still early. And while they working on that layer 3, still on ETH. So yeah, I'm looking forward. Well, actually, I better get in position. I'm not looking forward to nothing. Don't stop hosting spaces until I get in position or something.
Yeah, so that's a very good point. Like, sheep ecosystem is still at a great buying opportunity like right now, because we're going to have our day. I believe, well, from the previous cycle, SHIB ecosystem ran closer towards the end of the bull run, and a lot of the gaming and metaverse tokens did too. I think it was Gala or one of those gaming tokens. They didn't run until like February of 2022. I don't think our ecosystem is going to run like as late as that, but ours was the end of 2021. So I'm assuming that our fire is going to be turned up around the same time if history repeats itself. But I say get prepared because we don't know when it's going to happen really. But I say be prepared while we have the opportunity.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's man, I'm gonna start with Bone first. I know everybody's big on Bone, and like I say, like nobody's really looking right now, so I'm definitely about to load the boat, but not in a. I'm more getting into crypto more of an investing way now, like long term, not quick dumps here and there, but definitely trying to. I feel like Leash is gonna be one, and Tree is gonna be one. Like I think that's gonna fall into the boat of like one you made a better make sure you got not financial advice, of course, but you better have some of that because I think once it truly runs, you're gonna be getting fractions of fractions after a while.
Yes, I agree. A good point. Does anyone else have any questions or any comments that they would like to share? So for the people that are that may have showed up a little later, I did go over how the core dev team for SHIB has been completing the roadmap. We have our swap, the Shiba swap that came out years ago in the previous bull market. We have our blockchain, Shibarium. We also have several partnerships. We have a healthcare provider that is onboarding onto Shibarium. Several businesses are continuously onboarding Shibarium. Okay. We have a partnership. Excuse me. We have a partnership with Extranova. So this company is a part of NVIDIA's gaming sector. So if you guys do not know what NVIDIA is, it has the largest market cap in the world. So this is an AI company with the largest market cap. And we have a partnership with their gaming sector. Let's see, what else did we talk about for the people that are just showing up? People were flooding that our metaverse was never coming out. We now have a metaverse. It's live for anyone to join or visit. You just need your PC and all the gaming updates. Anyone can join. We mentioned the privacy feature for the businesses, which is very important for the healthcare businesses that are onboarding and that's already onboarded onto Shibarium. We have a partnership with Chainlink, which allows the ecosystem to be available on multi blockchains, in which it also increases the burns because we're getting burns on more blockchains. We also have ShibaPay. So much to talk about. So I just wanted to catch you guys up to speed very briefly. So that was the ShibaPay is a payment system where basically people can pay with cash, buying goods and services online with cash. That cash will then be converted into Tree. All right. So I recap what some of you guys may have missed. Are there any questions so far from what I just mentioned for anyone that just came in? All right, so I am going to go ahead and wrap up the space, unless anyone has anything to say. I'll give it a couple minutes just in case anyone thinks of anything, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Oh, I got one question. I always got a question.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
One thing I always had a problem with. I know I've been always having a problem finding the correct RPCs. You know how like you set up your wallet for sheep and all that. I feel like that's something that I like the I don't know. I don't know if you know that information for that. As far as like, 'cause I've connected the wrong RPCs before, and I'm just trying to make sure that I don't get lost in that ecosystem. Because on the Shibarium side, I haven't traded too much outside of exchanges with SHIB and things like that. So I wonder if you know, like, if there any official sources to go get that information from. Because I feel like that's something I can really never truly find. I know I normally go to like, I know there's one YouTuber, but I wonder if it was a more official source.
I understand what you mean. I do not recall where that website is listed at, but I do know the correct website. But as far as the official source to go verify that, I'm not sure. That's a good question. Now, you can get a lot of information from the Discord or the Telegram. I'm not in the Discord. I am in the Telegram for Shibarium. So I'm pretty sure you can ask that question, or I can go into the Telegram and ask where that source is listed and get back to you. But it
I
is
got you.
Shibarium, it's ShibariumScan.io. But I'll go, I'll ask the Telegram to where you can find that link.
I got you. I think that's all I got today.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining. So I just want to make sure I do my part of sharing this information. I know I have a small platform, but hey, at least you guys get to hear it. So I'll spread the word as much as I can. Hopefully more bigger influencers will start picking this information up too. So we can get the word out more. And I'll continue to update you guys when necessary. Again, thank you for joining. You guys have a great Sunday.
Yeah, I think it was a good space. Think we should do it again soon. Need to get a little bit more prepared. But yeah, a lot of the information you can gain off of shib.io. They have developer docs and all that too. So highly recommend visiting that and taking a look around.
Great feedback, VCR.
But yeah, let's plan for another one. And maybe I can be a little more prepared for it.
Oh, I'll be so grateful. Thank you. Yes, let's get the word out. People need to know this stuff. And we can't depend on the big influencers to do it for us because obviously they're not. So, as a current investors in this ecosystem, I think it's great that we do our part. All right, guys, take care.